Hey, what is up guys? GuitarRock here, welcome back to another Brown Dust 2 video. So there's going to be a new patch note coming this particular week, so we're going to cover it, we're going to talk a little bit more about it. Now there's two parts to this. Number one is going to be the censorship patch, which we're definitely going to talk about, and of course number two is going to be Mamonir herself. So that's going to be the latest character coming in this particular week's patch. Now, what is being censored, right? For those of you who are not aware, they finally reveal that this particular version, I guess, they are going through with a couple of things. But let's slowly glance through the patch notes together because I want to make sure that I don't miss anything, right? Specifically. So right now you can see the event shop stuff. We're going to have the usual bonuses if you basically obtain these characters. And then the Fiend Hunter, alright, that's going to be the new one. Complex Fire, alright, those are going to be the stuff. Follow-up story for codename O Alice update. So we are going to get a new one specifically for her. Alright, Fated Guest is going to get an update for the voiceover, right? This is going to be specifically for Nightmare, Bunny Eclipse, Innocent, Bunny Tier, and Onsen Practitioner Ventana. So what are we getting? We'll be getting full Korean and Japanese voiceovers. So before this, you could only play in Korean. So now we're going to get Japan as well involved in this. So that's going to be a good thing as a whole overall, right? So full Korean, Japanese voiceovers will be added to the follow-up stories for New Higher Nebri, Daydream Bunny Morpia, and Celebrity Bunny Loen. So those are going to be a separate one. Also the Helena skin update. So they are going to add a new costume for Helena. However, Helena is going to be the first skin that's considered a special skin. Now, what is a special skin? A special skin is going to be a little bit of a... basically, it's similar to those prestige skin except for there's no interaction. Alright, so basically you are just buying it just for the looks. It's going to be for the chibis on the map if you like to walk around for chibi and stuff, right? Now, for those of you who didn't manage to see it during the live stream, because I believe the 1000 day live stream for Brown Dust 2 was the one that got deleted and got my channel's VOD deleted and, you know, basically the community guidelines and stuff. This was the one, right? So this was the one back then. So as you can see, obviously you will be able to see basically the full thing in action, but that's going to be for the Helena one specifically. Of course, we're also going to have guild rate system change. It seems like they are going to change the invasion defense. They'll be removing that and just adding boss defense, so adding more scores as a whole. So I'm not sure if this is good or bad. Obviously we'll need to play it a little bit and have a feel for it. Now, changes to rewards for non-participation in boss defense, that's going to be something that you can basically change. Lancelot gauge improvements, apparently this is going to be a little bit modified, right? So now, this is going to be the important one. This is going to be where the censorship comes in. So I hope you guys pay very close attention, because from this moment onward, some part in the story will be changed. Alright, you can see right here, story and character adjustments phase 2. Alright, Celia's cookie segment in the later part of the story pack 6 specifically will be removed. Alright, so if you guys want to like go and preserve it or something, right? I don't know, maybe you can go into the story and try to like record it and stuff, right? Some of Eclipse's lines in Story Pack 6 will be removed or revised, okay? Some lines of Justia, Shirazad, and Grey in Story Pack 4, 5, 7, 8, 9, 14, and 19 will be removed. So they're trying to remove the interaction between some of these male characters and female characters to avoid NTR, right? NTR is a serious thing, alright? So you guys know how it is in KR. They don't mess around with those things. Some of the Grey's line in the Crossroads seasonal event will be removed. So basically the male characters and the female characters in the game, they're not going to have any sort of like relationship, and they're not going to have that interest in each other, right? So they're going to, you know, remove some of those dialogues entirely. So what are the other things, right? You can see right here, they are saying that we are going to announce optimization patch. Additional time is required for the memory usage and verify stability. Okay, so the important thing is this one, right? Look at this. When accessing the game from German IP address, some costumes' standing illustrations will be altered from their original designs. So what are the 4 costumes that will be affected by the German IP address, right? So a Pure White Blessing Raffitia, alright, Red Riding Hood Rue, B-Rank Idol Seer, and Demon's Daughter Seer. Now, if any of you guys are from German or Germany in this particular case, feel free to basically post it on my Discord. You can post it on the official Reddit or official Discord as well. I'm kind of curious to see after the censorship how it will look like, right? So hopefully we'll have that as well. Again, right now I kind of am a bit confused because it says here standing illustration. So is it like the one that is the L2D, or those are not affected? It's just the standing illustration specifically. So maybe the censorship is not that bad. Again, you know, feel free to let us know if anyone is from Germany, right? So again, that's going to be the stuff. We are going to get, you know, Pummel statue content will be extended as well. So now let's talk about the new character, Mamonir. So Mamonir is going to be the new character in this particular game. So what is she going to be all about, right? So she is going to be, as you can see, a character that specializes in trying to hit the enemies and scales off max HP per hit, alright? So as you can see, here we're going to have the +0 upgrade right here at 4 SP and 7 turns. For 6 turns, she transforms to release the power of Octavius. Crit damage is increased by 200% for 6 turns, right? Attack the enemy 8 times. Dealing magic damage equal to 9% of your max HP per hit. Now this range is like, it's alright, it's decent, right? But the problem with this particular costume right now, it seems to be the turns, right? 7 turns is very, very long. Now right now, for 6 turns, it says transforms by releasing the power of Octavius. I'm not sure what that means. I did try her out a little bit on story, but I just managed to make her move once or twice, right? So the crit damage increase is good. The attack is 8 times as well, right? But I'm not sure if you are able to constantly use this particular skill in that period of time, right? Or is this like you know, is it similar to Dalvi's costume? Because the transform part is a little bit confusing for me. So we'll have to see how that goes, right? Right now you can see, ideally, I would recommend to get her to +1 for 3 SP, right? But it is going to scale a little bit higher later on. The crit damage is going to buff even higher, and the percentage of max HP per hit is going to scale even higher, right? So at +2, you go up to a little bit more. At +3, go up a little bit more. +4 and then +5 is 280% and 13%. Right here, you can see for the skill potential, too bad there's no cooldown reduction right here, right? We get the crit damage enhancement, so you're going to have 300% crit damage buff to herself, which is kind of good, right? Damage 1% increase damage instead of 13%, it will become 14%, and then skill range increase is going to hit this particular tile, which is going to be one of the strongest tile range in the game, alright? If you think about it in that particular way. Now, here's the thing though, how strong is this in terms of like the percentage as a whole? So hopefully right here we're going to do some comparison. So in terms of, if I compare this to other characters in the game right now, they has a similar mechanic where they basically do max HP per hit. One character that comes to mind is going to be this particular character right here, Angelica. So Angelica has 3 costumes. She has this particular one. This one is just a single hit that she will do 80% of the max HP. So again, Mamonir right here is going to do 14% in this particular case and times 8, right? So let me just give you guys a kind of a scaling right here, right? Because 14 times 8, that is quite a lot, right? If you count in total, it's going to be 112%. Now obviously, there's also going to you're also going to stack chain, right? So this is going to be quite high. However, alright, so that's going to be one thing to keep in mind. Let's compare to the other Angelica costume, which is going to be this particular one. So this one can do 3 times and then dealing magic damage equal to 25% of their max HP per hit. So this one is going to be 25 times 3, which is 75. Alright, it's not that crazy. Mamonir is still going to be a little bit higher, right? Which is kind of insane. Now, when it comes to one more character that can do something similar, that's going to be Grand Hilde, right? So if you guys are not aware, she has this particular costume, the Boo the Ghost, alright? So this one, kind of similar, right? If you think about it, it also attacks 8 times as well. So if you compare, it's direct comparison, I would say like Grand Hilde is going to be very, very similar. 4 SP as well. So that's going to be what it is. So this one is 3 SP, a little bit less in terms of the SP, right? So this one, she's going to do 8% of your max HP per hit, right? So her scaling is a little bit different. 8 times 8, which is going to be 64. Simultaneously, she's going to additionally do equal to 12%, alright, of your energy gut. So that is quite insane, right? So Grand Hilde, I think her damage is still going to be a bit higher, right? So she is going to have the ability to basically scale off her energy gut as well. So that's going to be something to consider, right? Now here's the thing though, right? When it comes to this, how strong is Mamonir going to be? Right now, she's going to be a water DPS character, I think. If you look at what she can do right now, I would say her potential is quite high, but we'll have to find out if this is going to be enough, because right now, the 7 turns cooldown obviously means she's probably going to have another costume in the future, so we'll have to see, right? Unless I'm misunderstanding how this works, because right now it says 6 turns transforms into the power of Octavius. I'm not sure if you are able to like constantly use this without reapplying this skill, right? If that's the case, then she's going to be broken as heck. So it's either she's broken or she will really need one more costume for her to be sort of like meta. So it's going to go one of two ways, right? So that's going to be something that we'll have to try out. So one good thing about Mamonir, at least right here, you can see we are going to get one free copy, right? The Night of Death Mamonir costume appears in the pubs of each story pack, and the Fantasia Square pub can be recruited as a companion for 5-star regular contract, right? So we are not locked into any story pack, so you are going to get her for free, which is going to be a good one. So if you guys want to save for like something better in April, then maybe you can wait for a little bit, because I am pretty sure they did say that they are going to rerun a collaboration, but they didn't really say which collab is going to rerun. So again, if you guys are trying to save for a limited costume that's coming in April, then maybe that's going to be the better choice for any of you guys who missed any of the previous collabs, right? But this is going to be how it is with Mamonir right here. Right, but there's a new collab character. I think they mentioned something along the lines of they're going to rerun one of the collabs. Again, they didn't mention specifically which one, alongside with one new character coming in that collab as well. So it could be like Senran Kagura, it could be either, I think that's probably the best one, it could be the Mushoku Tensei as well, because I heard there's a new season coming out. Not too sure which one is going to be, but you can see this is going to be her exclusive gear. Alright, again for B rank idol Helena. Now, this one is kind of insane, right? If you guys are looking to basically recruit her as well, she is going to be available. I think it's a very good time to try to pick up the game, because Helena is a very strong character. So in my opinion, that's a very good thing that they basically rerun both. They basically put Mamonir right there and also rerun Helena at the same time. So make sure you guys recruit Helena if you don't have her already. Right? I do think that she's probably going to be a much more consistent, better unit than Mamonir. So all in all, that is going to be it for this particular video. Let me know what you guys think of Mamonir as a whole. I think she's pretty cool, right? But when it comes to how strong she is, we'll have to test her out when the time comes. As per usual, I'll see you guys in the next one. Subscribe if you guys haven't already. Let me know what you guys think of all of this censorship stuff. Have a nice day. Goodbye.